Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I will tell you more about pivot tables. I'm saying more because by now you must have seen videos with basic pivot table tutorials, but I will take you deep inside pivot tables today, and you will learn a lot and you will find it very helpful in your day-to-day life and make your life easier in your office and will help in playing with Excel. To start with, I have data arranged in a table format, which is basically a sales data with customers, country, region, invoice number, date, product, size, quantity, and value. So pretty standard data to start with. So what I will do, I will create a pivot table from this. I will go to insert tab, click on pivot tables. Pivot table automatically selects the data, and here I have two options, new worksheet and existing worksheet. So I will go to existing worksheet. I don't select existing worksheet. I will go to a new worksheet because it will help you to not to mess up with your database and keep the keep the pivot table clean. Okay, so my pivot table is here. So very quickly I tell you about these fields. These This is the filter field which is used to sort or summarize the data based on a particular selection on filters. Columns and rows are to arrange the data in a matrix format, and values field are to perform some numerical calculations on some data fields or numeric data fields, I would say. Okay, so let's start. Now what do I want to see? I want to see the date wise sales. So I put the invoice date in the rows column. So this is the list of dates and I want to see the values. So value here. Okay, so this data is of no use. So what can you do is to summarize this, you can right click on any date, go to the group. So here you can group the data based on seconds, minutes, hours, whatever, but we have dates. So I will check months and years. I will click OK. So the years are here, the months are here, the data is summarized. I will go to design, report layout, and a tabular form. So I would see it in a tabular form. Let me format the data for you. Okay, now you see the years field is added here. So what can you do is you can put years in columns. So like this you can see your data, or vice versa you can see your data like this you can see your data. So this is here, this is here. Okay, you don't want to see the months, remove the months, year will be here. And this data I want to see product wise, so I will put the product in here. So it is showing me that what product I have sold in what year. Now I will tell you how this report filter works. For example, if you put the region in the filter, then all the regions unique values from the region field are populated here. So I want to see the sales in Western Europe only. Western Europe, so this is the sales. For say Eastern Europe, this is the sales. So this is how the filter field works. Let me remove this from here. Okay, now I want to see this data customer wise. So what would I do? I will remove the product name from here, put the customer name in. So this is the data customer wise. Pivot tables also helps in sorting the data. What you can do is you can right click here, go to sort option, largest to smallest, smallest to largest. You have two options. In descending order will be better for sales. So I would select largest to smallest. So this is sorted. I can sort it here also. I can sort it here also. Anywhere I can sort it. But I would like the grand total column. So this is my data. Okay, now I want to see the data on customer and product combination. So customer name is already here. I will put the product name here like this. So it is showing that this product, these all customers, this product, these all customers. I can do it vice versa also. So this customer, these all products, this customer, these all products like this. Now I don't want to see the value. I would like to see the quantity. So I will remove the value from here, put the quantity in. So this is the total of the quantities per selection. Okay, now I want to see that what type of products are sold in what countries. So remove the customer name from here and put the country in. So Albania only this product, Argentina two products, Brazil all these products, Bulgaria all these products like this. I have the data. Okay, now I don't want to see subtotals. So how can I remove subtotals? It's very easy. Just right click, uncheck the subtotals. Subtotals are removed. Here, if I want to put price, I don't want to see the data as per the quantity. I want to see the average price. So guys, can I put the price here? If I remove the quantity and put the price here, will it work? No, it will not work because it will show me the total of all the prices while I would need the weighted average of the prices. So there is a very good option in pivot tables that calculates the required field inside the pivot table itself. You need not to add anything in the base data, need not to do any other calculation. This is called calculated field. So how I would add it? I would go to analyze. I will go to field and items, calculated field. I will give a name per kg, then put the formula in. So total value, insert field, divided by the quantity, insert field. Okay. So here you can see that per kg price field is added. So just to give a better view, I remove the price from here because that was wrong. So this is coming the per kg price of each of the field set. Okay, here you are seeing so many error values. The error values are coming because for this particular combination the value is not available in the base data. So how can we remove these error values? We can click on the pivot table, go to pivot table options, then here you see for error values show, I would say show 0. So okay, so error values are gone. So let me just reformat the data for you so that it look nicer. Okay, so this is the average price. Now this average price field will work with any type of selection. For example, you don't want to see country, put region in. So the price is calculated region wise. You don't want to see product, you want to see the size. So price is calculated size wise. So n number of ways you can select the data and the price is calculated automatically. So guys, this is how you can add the calculated field to the pivot table and do the calculations whatever you want. Okay, now I will revert to my original data to show you something else. This is out, the value is in, the region is out, size is out, and the products are in. Okay, so here I can see that this is the breakup of my sales among all these products. So if I want to see the percentages, what product comprises to what percentage of the total, so how can I do that? Do I need to calculate it separately? No, I can do it in the pivot table itself. What I need to do is just right click on the pivot table, show value as. So there are two columns, one percentage of grand total and percentage of column. So if I say percentage of column, then 100% is this, and the breakup of 100% is this. 100% is this, breakup of 100% is this. And if I do it, say percentage of grand total, so 100% is the total column, while the years are the total of this 100%, the breakup of this 100%. And further, this is the breakup of individual columns, like this 31.5% comprises of all this. Here also I can sort the data like I have told you earlier. So this is how you can represent the data with percentages. There are so many options there, standard deviation, median, that you can try. Let us go back to the original shape of the data like this. Now I will show you how you can rearrange and play with the date fields. For example, if I want to compare the month-wise sales for all the years. For example, what happened for March month in all the years. So how can I do that? Okay, just remove this product and put the month here. Format the data. So it is showing me that for the May month, this is the breakup. For August month, this is the breakup for different years. Here I can do the same thing. I can show the values in percentages like this. So this is how you can compare. You can do the vice versa also, put the years in, months here, and go back to the original shape of the data like this. So for 2018, this is the trend. For 2019, this is the trend. If I want to see for a particular product, I can put the product in the report filter field, select a particular product, say dolls. So this is the trend of dolls for 18. This is the trend of dolls for 19. This is how you can sort and rearrange your data, analyze whatever you want. Okay, now let us get back to the original shape of the data, which was this, not this, actually this. Okay, now I will tell you the next level of pivot tables, how you can dynamically select or sort the data with the help of slicers. Okay, then let me first put the customers here. So put the months out, customer name in. So this is my data. So before slicers, I will tell you how to use the value filters. Okay, I can sort the data from largest to smallest, then use the value filters. I want to see only top 10 values. Then value filters, top 10. I want to see not 10, maybe 20, press 20. Then okay. So these are my top 20 customers. I can, if I want to see bottom 10 or bottom 20, how can I do that? Same here, just change the selection here, bottom 15 maybe. So okay, so bottom 15 are here. So this is how you can use the value filters. Just clear the filter out, and now I will tell you how to use slicers. So go to analyze, click on insert slicer. Here you can see all the fields you have in your base data. So I want to have slicer on say size and product type. Okay, so this is my slicer. So this is the list of all the products I have in the base data. Just expand the list. Now if I select here dolls, so this data is sorted for dolls. If I select here playing cards, this data is sorted for playing cards. If I select playing card here and medium here, so this data is for playing cards medium. Here I can do the dynamic selection also. For example, if I want to see this remote car plus the truck plus the helicopter, all with the remote and all of them. So this is the data for these three items for all of them. If I need to see only big, then big, small, then small, small and big both, then both. And if I want to clear the filter, what can I do? There is a small red cross here. I can hit it and the filter will be cleared. I can hit it, filter will be cleared. Okay, so let me add some more slices. Go to analyze, insert slicer. I want to have country also. Okay, so this is the list of countries. Country list is very large, so it won't fit. So what I can do, I can have the list in number of columns. For that, go to slicer properties and make the number of columns say 3. Press enter. So now the list is coming in 3 columns. Okay, so I want to see all these products with all these countries. So this is the list right here. So this is how you can use slices. Now I will tell you how to go deep into the slices. For that I need to rearrange the data. I will be removing customers from here and I will be adding product here. Okay, so this is my values. So I want to see values, quantity and price at one glance. How can I do that? Okay, that I will tell you. So first of all, I am removing values from here and putting the quantity in. So this is my quantity for and clearing the filter from here. So for all the data, this is the summarized form of data I'm having. Now what I will do, I will copy this pivot table into two more pivot tables. Okay, I can copy like this also, but it is beneficial to copy from here. Go to analyze, select entire pivot table, copy by pressing Ctrl C on the keyboard and paste and paste. This is my data. So what I will do here is, this is my quantity. I will make this as values and this as per kg price. Okay, and this is how my data is looking right now. This is quantity, this is value, this is the price. Now these slicers will control all the pivot tables linked to the same database. All three pivot tables are linked to this database. So any slicer, any of these three will control all these three pivot tables. For example, if I want to see the small toys, so it's working here right now. Flashcards like this, flashcards plus remote like this for all these countries like this. Now if you add the slicer after copying the pivot tables, for example, I just tell you what problem people get. You go to analyze and insert slicer. I am putting it on region right now. Okay, so the region is here. So what happens is that if you use this, just let me clear filter from all this. If you use this is working only with one pivot, not all. See, so how you can connect it to the other pivot tables? It's very easy. Right click on the slicer, go to report connections and select all pivot tables. Okay, so Now this slicer is also controlling all three pivot tables. Okay, now here I'm clicking this North America, so you can see this all these countries are not available. They are faded out because the base data is not available for this selection. So what you can do, you can set your slicers only to show the available possible data. For that, what you can do is right click on the slicer, go to slicer settings and click hide data, hide items with no data. Okay, same thing with every slicer. Okay, now these slicers will control the pivot tables like you have never seen before. For example, dolls for Eastern Europe and Western Europe for medium size. See, the in the large is not coming because large are not have not has not been sold into these two regions. For Bulgaria, Greece, and Romania, I don't want. So for all for these five countries, the data is coming. I am putting playing cards also. So playing cards also coming here. Kitchen set also also coming here. So one way of sorting the data is that you use these filters. Okay, for example, this clay, dolls, and flashcards. Okay, it's coming here, and it is once you applied here, it's controlling all three pivot tables because the selection is going to the slicer. If I remove this slicer, okay, then put the kitchen set and Ludo in. So only this pivot table is affected, not these pivot tables affected. So it is better to control it through the slicer. Let me remove the filters from here. Remove filter and remove filter. This is all of my data again. So I can place these slicers just to make it as a dashboard that I will show it to you. For that, I will insert one column here, put the region here, actually more wider, put the region here, put the size here, maybe one more slicer I can put for the for the months. Go to analyze, insert slicer, months. Okay, the slicer is here. Okay, because we have put this slicer after copying the pivot tables, it won't control all pivot tables that we need to adjust. For example, this is controlling over only first pivot table, not the others. So what I can do is slicer settings. First of all, hide items with no data, then go to report connections and click these pivot tables. So now this slicer is linked to all pivot tables. This is by month. I can put it into two columns. So slicer properties, number of columns 2. So it's coming here right now, and put it here. I am trying to show you to how you can make a dashboard with pivots and the slicers. Put the country here. Like this, put it like this, and maybe we can put one more slicer which is for the customer name maybe. So go to analyze slices, customer name. Okay, I'm putting it here. Same type of selections. Okay, now I can make number of columns more. So maybe 12 or maybe 13, and then same for this properties 13. So it is all set. So just skew this a bit. Okay, now a kind of dashboard is ready. So how can I use this dashboard? I can select, okay, what I have sold in medium size with all in these four continents or regions in these 5 months with these five countries and these three customers. Oh, sorry, these all these customers which are highlighted in blue. So what can you do is you can press Control and click uh, out the values. Click out the values. Like if you don't want to see customer 24, click, click. So all these customers are gone. Your pivot table is sorted. This pivot table, this customer name is only connected with this pivot table. So we need to connect it to other reports also. Now all three will work together. And same settings here, hide data with no data. So this is how your slicer works in a pivot table. If you want to remove all the filters, just hit this small red cross and you are done. So this is how you can make a small dashboard to summarize your data and to analyze it faster. So best use of the slices is that all your possible selections are available on the screen. You need not to look for anything else. For example, for Northern Africa, only these three countries are available. Only these many customers available. For the month of July, only this country is available. For small size, only these customers available. That's how you can make your life easier with the help of slicers. I think I have explained very well about the slicers, and now you can try and let me know in the comment section. Now I will tell you what other things you can do with the pivot tables. So let me copy this pivot table to a new worksheet. Select entire pivot table, copy, insert a new worksheet and paste. The best thing with the pivot table is that if you copy paste a pivot table, it will link to the same database. For example, let's check for this one. If you go to change source data, so it's bringing you here, which is the original source data we used for making these slices and all those items. Okay, let me insert size as well. So it is showing for this product all these sizes, for this product all these sizes, or the vice versa. I can see for this size all these products, for this size all these products I have sold. Okay, so now if you don't want to see the subtotals, how can you remove subtotals? Very easy, just click and uncheck subtotals. I don't want to see subtotals. Subtotals are gone. If you want to bring it back, just click again and subtotal size. So it's again subtotaling. You can use the top 10, bottom 10 value filters here also. For example, if you want to see values greater than say 2000, then only values greater than 2000 will come here. If you want to see values top 10, so same thing you can apply here. So this is how you can perform certain functions on pivot tables. Okay, now if you want to say want that this big should be written in all these cells, how can you do that? It's very easy. Go to design tab, report layout, and repeat all item labels. Those item labels are repeating itself. If you do it vice versa, then it will happen the same thing. Okay, uh, if you don't want to repeat the item labels again, you can go to the design tab, report layout, and do not repeat item labels. So item labels are gone. In the design tab, there are so many predefined layouts which you can use to format your pivot tables. For example, orange, yellow, green. I like this blue one, so I will select this. So my pivot table is a bit formatted automatically. Now I want to highlight this playing cards field with in the every section. How can I do that? If I point this playing card, I can see this small arrow coming, right? You can see the small arrow. Just click this arrow. This playing card is selected in every segment. Just highlight it for say snake and ladder. Highlight it. So this is how the selections can work. These flashcards, highlight it. This small arrow selection also works on the columns. So like this. So here you can select and very fast you can format your pivot table. You can also use the sort function here as well. Just sort it lowest to smallest, or lowest to highest, and or highest to smallest. So it can work here as well. See, the formatting is moving with the pivot table. So this is the benefit of doing it with these arrows. Okay, you can use value filters also, say greater than or top 10 or whatever. So I'm not doing it again because I have already explained that. So all the basic functions will work. Now I will tell you about expanding and collapsing the pivot tables. I think you can see these small minus buttons, minus, minus, minus. If you click it, it becomes a plus and all the details are collapsed in one line item. So this is the subtotal coming while all the details have been collapsed. Medium, just collapsed it, collapsed. So there is a way of expanding and collapsing everything at one go. For example, just right click, go to expand and collapse, expand entire field. Entire field is expanded, collapse entire field. Entire field is collapsed. So it can work in the with the multiple fields also. For example, if I put the region in here, so region is expanded while the size is collapsed. Because the size is collapsed, the product names are not coming. For example, if you want to see what products in big size, so just click it. So big, big, big. Don't want to see big, want to see small, 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 small. So this entire field option also works here. Just right click, expand and collapse, collapse entire field, expand entire field. This expansion and collapse buttons are working very fine, so you can use the data, use these buttons to summarize your data in a more efficient manner. Okay, so uh, Okay, for example, I want to see this I just collapse everything, and I want to see Near East only medium size. So Near East medium size detail is coming while every other field is coming at the collapse level. So this is the benefit of expand and collapse buttons. From the formatting side, there are two more options in the design tab, which are banded rows. If you click this, then your rows will be separated by a border. If you click the columns, then your columns will be separated by the border. So in the bigger pivot tables, it is a very good option because it separates the rows from one another and the columns from one another. To it is easier to view the data. So which is one more function available in the design tab. Let me expand everything. So sorry, uh, expand entire field, expand entire field. Okay, now there may be people who don't want to see the grand totals. Okay, I don't want to see grand totals for columns and rows. How can I remove that? It's very easy. Go to design tab, grand totals, and off for rows and columns. So grand totals are gone. There are no more grand totals. So this is how you can remove grand totals. Design tab, sorry, grand totals, off for rows and columns. I think I can on it again. On if I want to see for rows only or columns only, and that I can select from here. So this is one more thing I can do within the pivot table itself. Let me remove region from here so that the pivot table fits on one page. Maybe yes, it's smaller now. So one thing I would like to add here, that if you change your base data, for example, if you change base data, maybe I am deleting all these rows from the base data, it would not make any change on the pivot table unless you refresh it. To make the changes effective, you have to refresh the pivot table, right click on the pivot table, refresh. So some numbers changed. I don't know whether you have seen it or not. Just see. I am refreshing it. This the some numbers have changed. So unless you refresh a pivot table, it won't impact. One more problem I will explain, that if your headers are not properly labeled, you won't be able to create a pivot table. This problem is encountered by so many people. For example, if I select this data to a new worksheet, it's here. Okay, and say invoice date field is the header is not there. And now I want to create a pivot table. So insert pivot table. Okay, it says the pivot table field name is not valid because there is no header here. So let me mention a header, for example, invoice date. Now I will be able to create a pivot table for that. Pivot table. Okay. Now the pivot table is created. Okay. So you need to be sure that all your labels, headers are properly labeled. So this thing you need to keep in mind, that there should not be any column without a label. One more issue people encounter, that while refreshing the pivot table, it not getting refreshed. Majority of the problem that one pivot table cannot overlap another pivot table. For example, let me skew this detail like this and make a copy of this pivot table. Control V. Then I don't want size here, I want region here. And let me collapse all the fields here, collapse entire field. So now if I want to expand this, I cannot expand because a pivot table report cannot overlap another pivot table. So if this would have been expanded, the list would have come maybe till here. So one pivot table cannot expand another pivot table. That's why I'm not able to expand this. I need to create proper space. Okay, now I should be able to expand it like this. So be keep in your mind that if you have changed the data or increased the data, the one pivot table cannot overlap another pivot table while refreshing also. Please keep this in mind. So guys, this is the end of the tutorial. So get back to the original sheet from where we have started. I think you must have liked the video and learned a lot about pivot tables by looking at this video. And I would like to know what all comments or suggestions you have. Please mark it in the comment section. Even if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section that I will try to resolve. I hope you must all have liked the video, so please subscribe my channel and like the video, and also put the bell icon so that you can receive the notification for useful videos like this. And also you can drop your email ID in the comment section. I will email this worksheet to you so that you can have the hands-on the pivot tables and practice the pivot tables. That all I can do for you. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel. I will be coming up with more useful videos like this. Thank you and bye bye.